Snap shitshow. 20 states telling the feds to fuck off on food stamp cuts today. Date is November 23, 2025. All right, listen up, you gorgeous rebels and everyday hustlers scraping by in this god-forsaken economy. It's your girl Santiago del Carmen Maria here, and holy hell. Can we talk about this SNAP benefits clusterfuck for a minute, because I'm about to lose my damn mind over it. Picture this. You're already juggling bills that hit like a freight train, kids screaming for dinner that isn't ramen again, and then bam, these pencil-pushing assholes in Washington drop a bomb saying they're slashing eligibility left and right, kicking non-citizens to the curb like yesterday's trash, and capping benefits at some bullshit 65% for November like it's no big deal. I mean, come on, who the fuck do they think they are, playing God with people's grocery money while inflation's got milk costing more than a therapy session? And don't get me started on that so-called one big beautiful bill. Yeah, the one Trump signed back in July like it was his latest golf trophy. It's got all these sneaky clauses that say refugees, asylees, and folks just trying to build a life here can't even qualify unless they're permanent residents. And states have until November 1 to sort this mess or else. But wait, plot twist. The USDA drops their guidance on October 31, claims the transition period's over the next damn day, and now attorneys general from 20 blue states plus DC are like, hell no, we're not doing your sloppy homework. Firing off this fiery letter calling out the feds for contradicting their own rules, creating confusion that's got states scrambling and families panicking about empty fridges. Ha! Isn't that just peak government stupidity, rushing a 120-day grace period like it's a suggestion, not the law, and leaving millions wondering if their EBT card's gonna load half-empty or not at all? I swear, if I hear one more suit in a tie defending this as fiscal responsibility, I'm gonna scream, responsible my ass. It's straight-up cruelty dressed up as policy, hitting the poorest hardest while the billionaires get tax breaks for breathing. These 20 states, California, New York, Illinois, all the sane ones, are pushing back hard, arguing the USDA's guidance is flat-out wrong, misstating who qualifies and risking errors that could boot eligible people off the program entirely. And they're demanding fixes before this turns into a full-blown hunger crisis. Meanwhile, the Trump crew's up at the Supreme Court begging for stays on court orders to pay full benefits, telling states to undo any full November payouts like it's that easy, undo. Bitch, you can't undo a kid going to bed hungry, or a single mom choosing between gas and ground beef. It's chaos, pure and simple, with shutdown vibes lingering even after that half-assed Appropriations Act got signed last week, and families in places like Oregon and Delaware staring at delays or cuts that could shove 1 million off SNAP by 2034, including 800,000 so-called able-bodied adults who don't have kids under 14 or whatever arbitrary bullshit exemption they're peddling now. Work requirements. Yeah, right. Try enforcing that on gig workers with schedules that change hourly and no sick days. It's a joke that sets people up to fail just so some red state hack can pat themselves on the back for tough love. Laughable, isn't it? Or wait, no, it's fucking infuriating, the kind of bold-faced neglect that makes you want to march on DC with pitchforks and empty grocery carts. These states aren't backing down, though, and good for them. Because if we let this slide, next it'll be your grandma's Social Security or your neighbor's Medicaid, all in the name of that MAGA wet dream where only the rich eat steak. We're talking real lives here, not some abstract debate folks who work their asses off in low-wage hellholes, immigrants fleeing wars we probably started, and yes, even those undeserving. Types the talking heads love to demonize, all getting screwed because empathy's apparently a four-letter word in this administration. Wake up, people, this isn't policy, it's a power play, and if 20 states can rally to fight it, so can we, by voting out the clowns who think starving kids builds character. Enough is enough. Let's amplify this shit and make noise until they choke on their own red tape. On my second news, CDC vaccine fuckery. RFK's autism lies poisoning the well. Oh, honey, grab your coffee and buckle up, because I'm about to unload on this absolute dumpster fire at the CDC that's got me seeing red. I'm talking about that sneaky, science-hating rewrite of their vaccine page, where they went from straight-up facts to peddling RFK Jr.'s favorite conspiracy crap, claiming vaccines might cause autism like it's some open fucking question. And experts are out here screaming bloody murder because this isn't just sloppy. It's a goddamn betrayal of every parent who's ever trusted the government not to poison their kids with bullshit. Can you believe it, folks? For decades, the CDC's been the gold standard, telling us loud and clear that vaccines don't cause autism. Studies on millions of kids across countries prove it. No link to ingredients, no nothing. And then boom, under that clown RFK as HHS boss, they flipped the script on Wednesday, slapping up lines like, studies haven't ruled out the possibility and health authorities ignored supporting links, which is pure fiction, straight from the anti-vax playbook that started with that fraudulent Wakefield study we debunked ages ago. Paul Offit, this badass vaccine expert from Children's Hospital in Philly, goes on CNN and calls it a tremendous disservice to the American public. And he's not wrong. It's like watching your trusted doctor suddenly hand you a pack of cigarettes and say, "Hey, maybe they're fine for your lungs." While kids' lives hang in the balance, measles outbreaks lurking because gullible idiots buy this fear-mongering and skip shots. Ha, laugh to keep from crying, right? Because here's the kicker. The CDC's turning into RFK's personal propaganda mill, shoving his science-resistant theories down our throats, and even that Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who confirmed the guy after he pinky swore not to touch this language, is now calling it deeply troubling. Like, dude, you helped elect this mess, own your shit. Former CDC bigwigs are piling on, saying it's a nefarious strategy to erode trust, and autism advocates from the Autism Society to self-advocacy networks are furious, pointing out this crap stigmatizes neurodiverse folks by blaming their existence on a needle instead of genetics and real factors. And meanwhile, states like Massachusetts and the whole West Coast Health Alliance are rebuking it as dangerous misinformation that could tank vaccination rates and bring back polio parties we thought we buried in the 50s. I mean, yell it with me, what the actual fuck, CDC? This isn't oversight. It's sabotage, RFK flexing his ego to expose gaps in research that aren't gaps. They're settled science he ignores because it doesn't fit his martyr complex. And if we let this slide, we're looking at sicker kids, overwhelmed hospitals, and a public health system gutted by the same MAGA-adjacent denialism that denies climate change and COVID realities. Parents, don't you dare Google this and panic. Vaccines save lives, full stop. They've eradicated diseases that used to kill babies by the busload. And this rewrite is just fear porn designed to sell books and boost egos, while real experts like Offit and Demeter Daskalakis beg us to hold the line. It's infuriating, careless, and yeah, I'll say it, evil, the kind of bold-faced lie that preys on worry to dismantle progress. And if RFK thinks citing his cherry-picked, ignored studies makes him a hero, newsflash, asshole, it makes you a hazard, a walking outbreak waiting to happen, and we're not here for it. Wake up, tribe. This is the hill we fight on, amplifying the truth until these hacks choke on their own revisionist history, because our kids deserve better than recycled myths from a guy who couldn't science his way out of a paper bag. And then check this out. Epstein, email bombshell, Trump's dirty secrets got Bannon fuming like a bitch. Oh, darlings, pour yourself something strong and huddle close because I've got the juiciest, most rotten piece of gossip straight from the bowels of that Epstein cesspool that's got even Trump's own snakes turning on each other. I'm talking about these freshly dug up emails from that dead pedo financier himself, spilling all kinds of tea on Donald and his cronies, and now Roger Stone. That slimy Trump whisperer with the Nixon tattoo on his back is out here crowing that Steve Bannon's losing his shit over it like a toddler who dropped his lollipop in the dirt. Can you fucking imagine, folks? Epstein's ghost is rattling chains from beyond the grave, dropping lines in these 2015 and 2019 emails where he straight up calls Trump a dirty businessman who's borderline insane. And untrustworthy as hell up close, the kind of guy who'd sell his own reflection if it paid the tab, and oh yeah, he brags to Ghislaine Maxwell that some victim spent hours at his house with Donald, implying the Orange Menace knew all about the girls. And even told her to knock it off after he booted Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for hitting on the staff like it was a candy store. Ha! As if that half-assed story washes the stink off, Epstein's emailing author Michael Wolff, the guy who spilled the beans on Trump's White House circus, scheming about how he could hang Trump during the 2016 debates to score leverage or save him to rack up a debt, like they were playing mafia poker with the presidency as the pot, and all while denying Bill Clinton ever hit his creepy island but shading Prince Andrew as a delusional fool over the same underage mess. Yell it with me. What the holy fuck, Donald? These docs dropped by House Dems on the Oversight Committee last week, right as the shutdown farce wrapped up, and suddenly Republicans are scrambling, accusing everyone of redacting names like Virginia Giffers. Yeah. The brave survivor who offed herself this year after calling out the elite scum, but swore Trump never touched her wrong to hide that it's all a fake narrative. To smear their golden boy, but come on, the emails don't lie. Epstein's whining to reporters about Trump nose-planting into a glass door ogling young swimmers at his pad, painting him as a total sleaze who couldn't keep his eyes or his ego in check. And now Stone's blasting screenshots on social media, claiming Alex Jones gets a shout-out too in these unearthed horrors, but Bannon, Mr. Breitbart himself, Trump's ex-brain, is not happy. About the spotlight hitting their dirty little circle, probably sweating bullets that his own MAGA fingerprints are next on the Epstein Rolodex. Isn't it deliciously ironic, or should I say pathetic, how these so-called alpha tough guys crumble when the receipts hit, with Trump now suing the Wall Street Journal over some lewd birthday doodle he allegedly sent the perv, calling the whole release a hoax. After campaigning on transparency like the lying flip-flopper he is. This isn't ancient history, tribe. It's a live wire exposing how the powerful preyed on the vulnerable while high-fiving over champagne, and if Bannon's fury is any sign, the infighting's just getting started. With Dems and even a few rogue go-pers pushing for the full DOJ dump that Trump's desperately lobbying to bury, because God forbid the public sees the unfiltered rot. Laugh if you want, but it's rage fuel, this elite disdain for basic decency. Epstein cozying up to Larry Summers bitching about Hash Me Too like it's an inconvenience, or pitching playdates with Woody Allen to Peter Thiel, all while Trump's name pops up like whack-a-mole in the depravity. Wake up and smell the cover-up, my loves. These emails aren't just fury fodder for Bannon's fragile ego, they're a goddamn indictment of the whole rotten system where men like Trump skate on charm and cash while survivors pay the price, and if we don't scream this from the rooftops, they'll bury it deeper than Epstein's bunkmate. Enough with the pearl-clutching defenses, let's drag this shit into the light until the fury consumes them all. And to close this conversation here is this other news. Gold toilet talk. Trump's Freudian flub spills the beans on his tacky Oval Office splurge. Listen up, you fabulous firecrackers and broadcast warriors grinding through this nightmare economy. It's your unfiltered Queen Santiago del Carmen Maria diving headfirst into the most ridiculous, ego-stroking bullshit to come out of the White House since that spray-tan disaster took the throne again. And oh boy, did he just trip over his own lies in a sit-down with Laura Ingraham where he brags about slathering the Oval Office in what he swears is real gold. Like it's his personal Versailles wet dream, but then slips up big time with this gem. I can't tell you how much that gold costs, as if admitting the fortune he dumped on gaudy moldings and cherub statues, while the rest of us can't afford a goddamn steak without selling a kidney. Ha. Can you picture it, folks? There he is, orange glow under those golden eagles and fireplace medallions he slapped up back in August, insisting it's all 24-karat perfection paid out of his billionaire pocket. Yeah, right, the same guy who stiffed contractors on his casino flops, doubling down that. You can't imitate gold with paint, even as internet detectives are cackling their asses off because those exact wall trims. Straight from Home Depot, $58.07 a pop for plastic crap you spray paint shiny yourself, not some artisan bullshit from a gold guy he paraded in like a circus act. Yell it from the rooftops with me. What a fucking joke, Donald. This isn't a makeover. It's a midlife crisis on taxpayer vibes, turning the people's house into his tacky Trump Tower knockoff complete with gilded ceilings, door frames, and enough bling to blind a hawk, all while he's gutting SNAP benefits, jacking up grocery prices with his tariff tantrums, and claiming inflation's way down, like we're all too stupid to check our receipts. Critics are ripping it apart left and right. Musician Jack White calls it vulgar gaudiness, like a wrestler's locker room. Dems in Congress are howling about architectural vandalism. When families are choosing between heat and hamburger, and even Fox is tiptoeing around the excess as if it's not the screaming hypocrisy of a prez who preaches fiscal restraint but blows millions on ego wallpaper that screams, "Look at me, I'm richer than God." And that Freudian slip. Pure gold, pun intended, because for once, his blabbering mouth betrayed the con, hinting at the insane tab he won't cop to, probably north of $1 million easy for renovations that scream insecure mobster more than leader of the free world. Especially when Biden left it classy with just 6 paintings, and Obama kept it humble with 2. But no, Donnie needs 20 portraits of dead white guys to stroke his savior complex. Laugh if it doesn't make you puke, tribe, because this is peak MAGA delusion, squandering on spectacle while real Americans scrape by on empty promises, fighting for crumbs in food banks as he turns the Oval into a shrine to his unearned swagger. And if that's not a declaration that the presidency's just his personal brand HQ, I don't know what is. Wake the hell up. This blingy farce isn't harmless. It's a middle finger to every hardworking soul he's screwed with his golden age. Lies, and we're not buying the spray paint spin anymore, so let's keep calling out the clown until his fake fortune crumbles like the cheap shit it is. Enough with the Versailles delusions. Time to demand a White House that serves us, not his mirror-gazing ass. Oh, and dearest MAGA, I was not talking to you. I just want to thank you all, like, share, and follow to stay connected. I am Santiago del Carmen Maria, the Queen of Crowning Thoughts, because I say it like it is. Copyright 2025 independent writer, Crowning Thoughts truth speaker. AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.